Welcome to CCM Talks. I am Bridget Linton, and I am joined by Regional Vice President and Branch Manager Gina Myers. Gina, first of all, congratulations on being the #1 female originator in the state of Virginia. Such a huge accomplishment and honor. I also love that your branch is all women owned and operated. Why is this so important to you?
Yeah, so thank you so much. It is very important, although it's not something I, made sure to happen. It wasn't like I focused on that. I've had women and men work for me in the past, but it just sort of happened naturally. I do think though it's really important to our clients, our referral partners, because just whoever you decide to work with, you want that comfort. And especially with buying a home, it's a really big decision, especially financially. And so I have heard from other, female realtor partners or female clients that they just feel more comfortable. And that's really the name of the game when you are making a big financial decision, because I can tell that when clients feel comfortable and confident that they will move forward. And so yes, they definitely will seek it out. And I think the realtor partners experience by working with us, having that, successful, situation with the clients moving forward. If they're a woman, they feel more comfortable working with us. But I love men. I think they're great, and would love to work with all the men, and so it's fine.
You're not biased. You'll be welcoming anyone to your team. That's
yes,
for sure.
Exactly.
But I do want to focus a little bit more on women, because you have been so successful in this part of your career. So for any woman that's considering a career at CCM, what would you tell them?
I think in general, CCM is super inclusive. In my past, and I don't know that it's the right way to say this or not, but I have worked for companies that were had the boys club, you know what I mean?
Yes.
And there was that stigma. Here at CCM, it's all inclusive, all welcoming, and you are, applauded by your success. And so the company is extremely transparent, supportive. It's black and white. So that's really important when you're trying to run a business. So I would say for women, I've loved it. I mean, the autonomy, the control, I'm treated exactly the same, and I feel that. And I also feel that the company treats everyone the same. So yeah, no, I love it here. I'm thrilled.
Well, that was a great attribute to CCM, because we do work together as a team, and it's amazing. How has CCM helped you personally grow your career?
Oh, tremendous. I mean, like I said, tons of autonomy, a lot of control. So in the past, just to be able to compare, I would have to ask, can I do this? Can I do that? And it would slow things down. Now when I run a successful business, I can make those decisions on the fly and trust that the company has my back.
Yes.
And it's such a big company. I mean, obviously, #1 retail lender in the country goes a very long way. And so there's been situations where I needed that support, and when I made a phone call, it was there. So they kind of just let you run. I mean, when I first joined, I said, does anyone need me to report to you? And it was no, you're doing great, right?
Yes.
So the support is there if you need it, but I love having that control and autonomy to run the business the way I want, because I do think that as a loan officer, it's not one size fits all. You can be whoever you want and run the business however you want, and the company supports that.
Can you talk a little bit more about the culture at CCM? Because I loved everything you just said, and I think that is a reason why people should join Cross Country Mortgage, because of the culture that we have.
Yeah, the culture is awesome. I mean, obviously really laid back, very inclusive, supportive. The technology is phenomenal, so it makes it easy to communicate. There were definitely times when I thought about making a change from a more regional lender to national lender, and that was scary, right? But at the same time, the technology, the communication, the support, everyone's super humble. No one, wants you to fail. Everyone wants you to succeed. And the operations folks are amazing. So yeah, just kind of a really easy, relaxed, but very available culture.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. And then for you personally, you work a lot with first-time home buyers.
Yeah. So
can you talk a little bit more about that and the first steps?
Yeah, so first-time home buyers, and it's interesting because they're getting a little bit older now too, because its affordability is very challenging, and because of technology and internet, I find that sometimes they want to answer their own questions, and so I get really excited, and I get a lot of aha moments when I speak to them about the products that we have here, and they're like, "Wow, I didn't even know that was available to me." And so I want to kind of shake them a little bit and say, yes, everyone has their own unique situation. And yes, you can do research online. That's lovely. But you deserve the the specific scenario to you. And here across country, we have so many different products specific to income, where they live now, where they're buying. And there's grant money and down payment assistance and better interest rates. And so I love talking to those buyers because right now they're getting the best terms, basically the best interest rates. And they have no clue. So I just really take it as a first meeting and a video call, and I love reading them, and I can see their excitement after that first initial meeting because they're ready to get started.
I love that, and it makes me happy to hear that you're able to help so many people, especially when it comes to first-time home buyers. But you also work with buyers who currently own a home and often have a lot of equity. So do you advise them to use their equity, and what strategies do you recommend?
Yeah, it's interesting because especially in the past few years, a lot of people have been hunkering down because low interest rates, and they've, have now had this incredible appreciation. But then how do they get to their next home? So I'm having a ton of conversations with move-up buyers about how do they utilize that equity. So there's many different structures, but what I love here at Cross Country is I always have a fallback to a specific loan product like the bridge loan. I mean, and especially I live right outside Washington, D.C. Home values are very high, so there's a lot of equity in these properties, and they need it to buy their next move-up home. So we talk about using the bridge loan to get access to that equity before they buy, or one of my favorite products, buy now, sell later. The non-QM products have just really given us so much support because if it just makes sense, the company is there to give you these offerings. And then a lot of times clients will be able to sell first or not, but I always have their back with multiple options, again, so that they feel comfortable with moving forward.
And you talk about so many of the popular products that we offer at Cross Country Mortgage. Another one is Buy Buy PMI.
Yes.
Why do you think it's so popular, and can you talk a little bit more about the benefits?
Sure, yeah. And so there's still this stigma around mortgage insurance, right? I think mortgage insurance does certainly lend itself to putting less money down and being able to get a mortgage loan and being a homeowner. But there's the stigma of paying that monthly mortgage insurance. And so I have buyers who have saved a lot of money, right, for 20% down in the DC market. That's a couple $100,000 sometimes. And they're saving and saving for years. And then when they go to put, get their 20% down payment, I just say, hey, are you interested in looking at this potentially lower down payment option? There's no mortgage insurance and it's the same rate. And so they just immediately light up because they feel like they've won, because life is expensive, and just the cost of living and life in general is just so expensive. So it's nice to keep some money in your pocket, put it in a high yield savings account, have it available for situations, and then be able to have a mortgage payment that they're comfortable and excited about with no mortgage insurance.
You are such a wealth of knowledge, and I love hearing everything about your career, but I want to know something about you. Can you share a fun fact with us?
Okay, fun fact, one that most people can't really, maybe picture, was I was a Division I softball player. I was a catcher, and I played at the University of Virginia, and so I love my catching days. It's a lot of getting down into squats and, but no, it was a great time. My teammates are my best friends, and that's probably where I learned a lot of that team camaraderie and, working with my team now, it's very similar. But yeah, softball catcher.
Well, I love that. Well, you are and continue to be such an inspiration. So thank you for all you do here at Cross Country Mortgage. If you are looking for a career with Cross Country Mortgage, make sure you visit ccm.com, and we hope to see you on our next episode of CCM Talks.